Imagine driving alone on a dark, desolate road, and suddenly a ghostly figure appears asking for a ride. Welcome to the chilling tale of the Phantom Hitchhiker. An urban legend as old as the highways themselves, this spectral traveler is said to appear out of nowhere, thumb extended, seeking a ride from unsuspecting motorists. The stories vary, but they all share a common thread: an eerie encounter followed by an even eerier disappearance. Drivers recount picking up a seemingly harmless hitchhiker, only to find their backseat empty upon reaching the hitchhiker's requested destination. Some report a chilling wisp of cold air, a fleeting whisper, or an unshakable feeling of dread. Others speak of a sudden, inexplicable sense of relief, as though they've narrowly escaped some unspeakable fate. So, the next time you're driving alone on a shadowy, deserted road, remember this tale. If you ever come across this phantom hitchhiker, remember not to give him a ride, no matter how much he pleads. Ever heard whispers in the dead of the night? You might just be hearing the whispering woman. This eerie urban legend tells of a spectral entity known for her unsettling whispers. They say her whispers seep through the cracks in your walls, a soft susurration that keeps you awake, your heart beating a frantic rhythm in the stillness of the night. Her whispers are no sweet nothings. No, they are said to hold secrets so terrifying that they've driven many a brave soul to the brink of madness. Imagine a voice as soft as silk, as cold as ice, whispering your deepest, darkest fears. But don't let the fear consume you. The trick to surviving the whispering woman is as simple as it is difficult. Ignore the whispers. Easier said than done, right? But remember, knowledge is power. The next time you hear whispers, remember it could be the whispering woman, so ignore the whispers and keep your sanity. Encountering a man without a face in a dark alley is something nightmares are made of. Let's dive into the legend of the Faceless Man, an urban legend that has chilled many to the bone. Imagine this, a figure of a man standing in the shadows. But when light falls upon him, his face is nothing but a void. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just an eerie, empty space. Witnesses who've had the misfortune of crossing paths with this faceless entity describe a bone-chilling cold sweeping over them, a feeling of utmost dread. It's said that he doesn't speak, he doesn't make a sound, he just exists. His existence alone is enough to send shivers down your spine. Some say he's a lost soul, trapped in a perpetual state of despair, while others argue that he's a harbinger of misfortune. Regardless, the advice remains the same. If you ever come across the Faceless Man, remember, avoid eye contact or lack thereof. Have you ever felt like you're being watched, only to turn around and see nothing but your own shadow? Welcome to the unnerving tale of the Shadow Stalker. This is a legend that sends a chill down the spines of those who dare to walk alone at night. The Shadow Stalker is said to be an unseen entity, a presence that lurks in the periphery of your vision, always just out of sight. Many have reported feeling an intense sense of being watched, of being followed, even in the absence of any visible pursuer. It's a feeling that lingers, a shadow that dances in your mind long after you've left the darkened streets behind. The stories vary, but the sensation remains the same, an oppressive, unshakable dread that something is amiss. If you ever feel the presence of the Shadow Stalker, remember to stay in well-lit areas. Because as we all know, shadows cannot exist without darkness. A bride is supposed to be the happiest person on her wedding day, but what if she's weeping? Picture this, a lonely road, the whisper of wind, and a figure in white, a bride. Tears streaming down her face, an eerie sight that's enough to give anyone the chills. This is the legend of the Weeping Bride. The stories tell of a woman left at the altar, heartbroken, her tears never ceased even in death. She's said to wander deserted roads, her lamentations echoing in the stillness of the night. People who've encountered her speak of an overwhelming sense of sorrow, a chill that seeps into their bones. Despite her pitiful state, the tales warn against offering comfort. The Weeping Bride isn't merely a sorrowful spirit, she's a harbinger of bad luck, and those who approach her have been known to suffer untold miseries. So remember, if you see a weeping bride, it's best not to offer her a shoulder to cry on. Children's laughter can be delightful, but not when it comes from nowhere in the middle of the night. Picture this. You're snug in your bed, the world is quiet, and then, out of the silence, comes the unbridled laughter of a child. This is the bone-chilling legend of the laughing child. The laughing child, as the tale goes, is an unseen specter known for its eerie, echoing laughter. It's said to roam deserted playgrounds, empty schools, and abandoned houses. Those unfortunate enough to encounter this phantom report feeling an inexplicable chill, followed by the unsettling sound of a child's laughter ringing in their ears. But what's the meaning behind this laughter? Some say it's a playful spirit, merely seeking attention. Others believe it's a warning, a sign of impending misfortune. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. The laughing child is no laughing matter. So if you ever hear the laughing child, remember it's best to keep your sense of humor to yourself. A widow in mourning is a sad sight, but a spectral widow wandering aimlessly is terrifying. Our seventh legend brings us to the tale of the wandering widow, a spectral figure draped in black, eternally mourning her lost love. This ethereal entity is said to wander aimlessly, her sorrowful moans chilling those who dare cross her path. The stories of encounters with this eerie apparition are as numerous as they are spine-tingling. Some speak of a chilling cold that descends upon encountering her, others of the sorrowful wails that echo in the night. One common thread, an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair that lingers long after the wandering widow has vanished. It's said that she searches for her lost love, her soul unable to find peace. Her tale is a haunting reminder that love, even in death, can bind us. If you encounter the wandering widow, remember, it's best to leave her to her wandering. A vagrant disappearing into thin air is a sight that can shake even the bravest souls. So goes the eerie urban legend of the vanishing vagrant. This spectral figure, garbed in tattered clothing and seeming to be of no fixed abode, is reported to appear and disappear without a trace. It's as if the very air swallows him whole, leaving onlookers in a state of bewilderment and fear. This spooky phenomenon has been reported in various corners of the world, each account eerily similar to the last. The vagrant appears, seemingly lost and disoriented. He wanders aimlessly, pays no heed to his surroundings, and then, in the blink of an eye, he vanishes. Just like that. No smoke, no mirrors, just a chilling emptiness where he once stood. Are these sightings mere hallucinations, or is there something more to this spectral figure? We may never know. But one thing is for sure. If you see the vanishing vagrant, remember, it's best to keep your distance. The sound of a crying baby is distressing, but what if it's coming from an empty room? Picture this. You're alone in a house and out of nowhere, the air fills with the piercing wails of an infant. This, my friends, is the eerie essence of the crying baby legend. Those who've encountered this spine-tingling phenomenon report the cries echoing from a specific room, yet upon investigation they find nothing but chilling emptiness. The crying baby doesn't just test your courage, but also your heartstrings. Some say it's the spirit of a lost child, forever searching for its mother. Others speculate it's a malicious entity, using the cries as a lure. Regardless of the truth, one thing remains consistent in all the tales, an overwhelming sense of dread accompanying the phantom wails. So, if you ever find yourself hearing the haunting cries of the unseen crying baby, heed this advice. If you hear the crying baby, remember it's best not to go looking for the source. A doll coming to life and dancing is something straight out of a horror movie, but what if it's real? The tale of the dancing doll is one that sends shivers down the spine. This is not your average toy story, folks. This legend revolves around an antique doll that, when the clock strikes midnight, springs to life and dances around the room. It's said to be a sight both enchanting and terrifying, a macabre ballet in the pale moonlight. Those who have witnessed this uncanny event recount the chilling music box tune that fills the room, the doll's tiny feet moving with a grace that no puppeteer could replicate. The atmosphere is thick with dread, yet there's an undeniable allure to this spectral performance. But beware, as the doll dances, it's said to draw the life force from its unsuspecting audience. So if you see the dancing doll, remember, it's best to keep your dancing shoes off. These urban legends might sound unbelievable, but they've sent shivers down the spines of many. We've journeyed through the chilling tale of the phantom hitchhiker, and the whispers of the whispering woman still echo in our ears. The faceless man's frightening sight is hard to forget, and the unnerving presence of the shadow stalker lingers long after it's gone. The weeping bride's sorrowful tale is haunting, and the laughing child's bone-chilling legend is enough to freeze your blood. The wandering widow's terrifying tale has left us looking over our shoulders, and the vanishing vagrant's spooky story has us questioning every shadow. The crying baby's horrifying legend brings a shudder, and the dancing doll's eerie tale has us second-guessing every plaything. Each one a story to remember, a lesson to learn, and a chill to embrace. If you enjoyed these tales and want to hear more spine-chilling stories, subscribe to our channel for more. Remember, the next chill you feel could be another urban legend waiting to be told.